What is up, my loves? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Natalie Hughes, and I am a life mindset and manifestation coach on my platform. I utilize spiritual, emotional, psychological, and mindset tools and concepts so that I can help you step into a position of empowerment in your life, so that you can I'm still working on the intro, you guys. My job is to help you deliberately co-create an emotionally fulfilled life, okay? And we use spiritual, emotional, psychological, mindset tools to achieve this. Got it? Got it. Let's get into today's video. So today we're talking about one mindset that is blocking your success, that is blocking you from receiving. And the context that we're talking about in this video is receiving more, like success in your career, receiving more money, but it's also receiving everything. So receiving your dream body, whether you are trying to build a bigger butt in the gym, or you're trying to slim down your waist, or you're choosing to gain weight, right? Whatever it is that you're choosing to create with your physical body, this mindset is probably impacting you in that area as well. When it comes to relationships, right? You're wanting to receive a healthy relationship, you're wanting to experience a healthy relationship. This is probably impacting you there as well. We're just talking through the lens of success and career, but you can apply this to any aspect of life. Got it? Okay, so let me break down what we're doing. This video so far, based on my notes, we'll see how the recording goes. It's gonna have 4 main parts. Number 1, I'm gonna give you the backstory. I'm gonna tell you what's been going on within me, what has inspired me to come here, how did I come across this mindset shift. Number 2, I'm gonna give you the origin, right? So every single limiting belief that we have comes from some place. It can come from the experiences we have in school, which is what we're gonna be talking about today. It can come from your experiences in your family, the things that your parents said to you, the things that your parents went through, right? It can come in that intergenerational way. Your great grandparents experienced it, and that belief got passed down to you, that fear got passed down to you. And it can come from your friends, the people you have around you, the experiences that you've had, just your lived experience as a human being, right? So every single limiting belief that you have comes from some place. And we want to understand the origin of where these limiting beliefs come from, because when we understand where it comes from, we understand why we're telling the story. It makes it that much easier to debunk it. It makes it that much easier to go, oh, hey, this is bullshit. This is a lie. This doesn't have to be true for me. It makes it that much easier for us to open up and accept and tell a new story. So we always want to understand the origin. Where is this coming from? The third section of this, we're going to talk about the mindset shift. So you're going to understand where it comes from. Now we're going to talk about what do we want to think instead? How do we want to feel instead? What's the truth that we're now choosing? And then we're going to talk about, in the fourth section of this, we're going to talk about the caveat. Okay, and we're going to get into that when we get into that. All right, let's get into this. So, section number 1, the backstory. Recently, I have been settling into my next level of receiving, which I'm loving. And there is going to be a next level receiving mastermind. I was going to launch it at the beginning of next year, but honestly, I need to rest. So probably like before second quarter 2024, there's going to be a next level mastermind, and it's going to be really good. Next level receiving mastermind. Anyway, so I've been tapping into my next level of receiving. I've been settling into my next level of receiving. And as I've been calling in more money, calling in more sales, manifesting, I've been feeling like I'm not doing enough. I'm not working hard enough. I'm not working hard enough. I'm not doing enough. I'm not working hard enough. That was the story that was going on in my mind. It was this feeling. It was this feeling like I should be doing more. This feeling like I should be working harder. This feeling like it's going to take more energy. It's going to take more. I have to do more. I have to do more, right? And so I'm telling the story that I have to do more, but I'm not actually doing more because I really don't have the energy. I don't really have the capacity to do more. And because I'm telling the story that I have to do more to succeed, but I don't have the capacity to do more to succeed, what happens as a consequence? I'm feeling like I can't be successful. I'm feeling like I can't receive, right? So there's a standard that I've created in my mind that says you have to work harder to be successful. I don't have the capacity to work harder, so I can't be successful. Success isn't available to me. That's the story, right? So right away, that's the mindset that's blocking your success. That's what we're working through. That's what we're releasing. That's what we're shifting in this video. The story that in order to reach your next level of receiving, you have to work harder. In order to be successful, you have to work harder. And it's some of the most fucked up shit ever in life, and we'll get further into it. So let me finish up with this backstory. I have to consult my notes. I felt like I wasn't doing enough, and I started to feel panicked, and I started to feel helpless, and I started to feel like I could not get to my next level of receiving because I wasn't working hard enough. Good. There was no measure of the amount of work that I should be doing, except for a whole bunch of other things from other coaches and stuff like that that just didn't feel right for me. Very good. So I have worked with a lot of different business coaches, social media coaches, mindset coaches, marketing coaches. I've worked with a lot of different people over the years, and everybody has their strategy that they think is just going to be the most perfect, amazing thing for you, right? And the strategy is post every day, don't use more than 20 hashtags, stop using hashtags, now focus on the SEO, the words that you're putting in your captions. If you have words in your infographic, then you need to make sure the words are like this and like this and like this. And when you post to your story, you need to tell stories on your story, and you need to, if you're going to share a reel to your audience, you have to put this and this and this in the story so that they will click on the reel, and then you have to go and you have to engage for 30 minutes with other blah, 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 and it's just like a lot, right? It's just a lot. If you want to launch something, you have to have 6 weeks of emails leading up to the launch. If people are going to buy your products, statistically, people need to see something 7 times before they buy, blah, 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 blah. So I'm listening to this throughout different points of my story, throughout different points of my experience as a business owner. And empowerment coaching is so important. Empowerment coaching is so fucking important. Mindset work is so important, because if you don't have the mindset to go, this doesn't work for me, so this doesn't have to be my story, and there gets to be a way that works for me in alignment with who I am and how I want to show up and what lights my soul on fire, right? If you don't have that mindset that I get to do what the fuck I want to do and it gets to be enough and I get to succeed, if you don't have that, you're going to buy into all of these stories. And it's not that you have to be working as a coach or even be an entrepreneur. I'm positive, because it's everywhere, right? It's that normal, typical, hyper masculine way of being. We don't trust. We have statistics. We don't have faith. We have studies. We don't believe for things to happen. We conduct market research. What are the projections for the next quarter, right? There's this focus on, these are all of the hardcore proof, right? Masculine energy, hyper masculine energy, meaning masculine energy that's out of balance, that lacks feminine wisdom, intuition, flow, feeling, you know what I'm saying? Infinite intelligence that is available to all of us, hello. Anyway, hyper masculine energy wants to focus on the things that it can see, taste, touch, feel, hear. If it's not in this physical reality, for hyper masculine energy, it does not exist. So when you have these hyper masculine people, they're going to focus on, what can I study? What can I research? What can I quantify? Is that what it is? What can I compose and condense into data that I can then use in order to ensure my success? And so you get one way that success works, and then you choose that way, and then you do not stray from that way, because anything else is experimental. Anything else is too great of a risk. We need to do what works, and we need to leave it at that. And hey, That works for some people. I'm just kidding. It doesn't work for anyone, because the hyper masculine way is like, cookie cutter. You have to fit inside of a particular box. It doesn't take into consideration that you're a human being, that you have different needs. And now we're getting further into what we're going to talk about in our next topic. So let me take it back to this point number 1. So I had all of these different coaches telling me all of this stuff, and at different points in my journey, when I didn't have the mindset to back myself up, to, stand behind what I felt in my heart and in my soul, that the things that they were saying really, like, I internalized them. I took it in. I believed it. I adapted that as a part of, what I expected. And so I had an audience. I have had an audience of over 50,000 people, including the 22,000 subscribers that I had on YouTube before I deleted my first YouTube channel, right? So right now I maybe have like 35,000 people across social media. I have had an audience of like 50,000 people, let's just say, over the past, 4 or 5 years that I've been doing this work. 50,000 fucking people. And I'm thinking in my mind, I have not built enough like, trust, know with my audience. Nobody's gonna buy my offers. Nobody's gonna buy my courses. I'm starting at ground zero because I haven't been introducing them to my shit for at least 7 times. And then I kept telling that story of, I'm not doing enough, I'm not saying enough, what if I'm not getting enough of the different types of content? You have to give storytelling content, you have to give educational content, and you have to give this type of content, you have to do this, and you have to do this. Am I getting all of these different things? Am I checking all of these different boxes, right? So all of that is going on in my mind. Of course, I'm feeling like I'm not good enough. Trying to show up on social media every single day from the place of, if I don't do this, if I don't post consistently, if I don't do this and this and this, then I can't succeed, then I might as well give up, then I might as well not do anything. That's really how they talk about the shit. Do you ever notice that? Like, the Instagram algorithm is going to favor you if you post every single day. But if you can't post every single day, then don't do that, because if you post every single day and then you stop posting every single day, then the Instagram is going to start all over. So if I post every single day for 20 days and I miss the 21st fucking day, well, that sucks. Like, this is stupid, guys. This is stupid. So there's so many different things I could say about that, but the most important thing is this. Mindset work is so important. Knowing that what feels right for me in my heart and my soul gets to work for me is so important. So over the past several years, as I've gotten better with my own mindset, as I've continued to choose myself and my soul again and again and again, now I've started to do that unlearning, deconditioning. Okay, there was value in the things that those coaches were sharing with me. There are certain things that don't work for me, and I get to throw away the things that don't work for me. And the things that don't work for me is anything that says, if you don't do this, you can't succeed, right? If somebody tells you, if you don't do this, you can't succeed, honestly, throw it out the window. And of course, I'm sure there are caveats to that. Like, if you don't do mindset work to believe that you can receive your desires, then you won't receive your desires. Like, I think that that's true because that's just something that makes sense, right? But there's not a particular way that you have to do mindset work so that you can believe that you can receive your desires. Are you understanding what I'm saying? It's like, sometimes people say things as facts, but it's not really a fact. It's a fact that if you don't believe that you can have something, you won't receive that thing. Like, if you, let's say that you're an artist and you want to paint and you want to sell your paintings. If you're telling yourself the story, nobody wants my artwork, then you're not going to sell your artwork. You're probably not going to put your artwork out there. You're probably not going to share your artwork with people. You're probably not going to tell people that you're an artist in the first place because you feel like nobody wants what you have to offer. So what's the point in telling people about something they don't want? Like, that just makes sense. To me, that's a fact. If you don't shift your mindset to see that people want what you have to offer, you're not going to get any sales. Your energy is going to be fucked up. You're probably not going to take any action at all because you're telling yourself the story that any action will be futile, and your brain, your existence wants to be efficient. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you have things like that, but then there's also stuff like, if you don't switch up your strategy in alignment with the Instagram algorithm, you'll never succeed. It's not really true. It's not really 110% true. One of my mentors said this. Her name is Cara Alwell. She's really amazing. She said, create content that is so great that the people in your audience go looking for your content. Create content that is speaking to them so directly that when people are going on Instagram, they're going to your profile. They're going to your story. They're watching you. They want to know what you're up to. Create such a strong community that people want to check in with you. People want to see what's going on with you. People want to see what's up with you, right? So it's not ultimately true that you have to do every single thing in alignment with the algorithm in order to succeed. There's a different route. There's a different way of seeing things. And that's what I'm saying, is that there's always a different way of seeing things. And if somebody tells you something that you feel in your heart and in your soul is wrong, then you don't have to fucking listen to it. That's the thing, okay? So we got that background. I was feeling like I needed to work harder. I couldn't work harder. And I was feeling like I just wasn't good enough. And I was feeling like I needed to work harder. And I was feeling super overwhelmed and helpless. Now let's move on to the origin of all of this bullshit. All right, part number 2, the origin. It's school. And like probably your parents and like probably anybody that you've ever had a conversation with in your life. It could have been like actual coaches that you've had. But for me, my origin was school. A lot of things that happened in schooling, but specifically high school and like advanced placement honor courses. So a couple of weeks ago, I was in a call in one of the programs that I'm in, and we were doing some uncovering work, and I had uncovered something around hard work, and I had this mindset shift where I was like, they really told us that we needed to be in AP and honors classes in order to succeed and in order to stand out from the crowd and in order to show that we were really committed to, performing well. Those classes were not advanced. Those classes were not more advanced. It was just more work. There was nothing more advanced. It was just more work. And I think compared to like general classes, I don't even remember what they're called. We're going to call them general classes. Compared to like general classes where you show up, maybe you watch a movie and you fill out a worksheet and you like kind of learn absolutely fucking nothing, then the AP classes are like a step up. But there was nothing intellectually stimulating for me about the AP and honors courses that I was taking. I took AP European History in the 10th grade. My teacher did not know shit about AP European History, and I'm not being petty, and I'm not being rude. She was literally in class going, I don't know. Let's look it up. Shout out to John Green. Is that his name? I haven't thought about that in many, many years, but John Green, Hank Green, I think those are those people's names. You know what I'm saying? The Green brothers. I think, okay, I feel like you know what I'm saying. They have these like videos online where it's like it's like history explained or like science explained. And it's like, it's really great, like, you know, informative videos and shit like that. But we're sitting here, and instead of you teaching me and, you know, actually teaching me the fucking content, you have no idea about Martin Luther and the 95 fucking theses. So we're watching this YouTube video about it because you have no fucking clue. And this is supposed to be advanced placement, babe. The advanced placement wasn't advancing. The education was shit. And I remember I got like an F my senior year of high school in AP biology, which it should have been illegal. Everybody should have got an A in that class, just across the board. Because again, first year offering the course, teacher has no fucking idea. We're sitting in class watching videos on YouTube. She's like, I don't understand this concept. We're sitting in class watching videos on YouTube. She's like, oh yeah, totally. Okay, so this means this and this and this. Babe, you mean to tell me you don't understand? But I'm getting graded on whether or not I understand? And you mean to tell me that you're giving me all of this work to do outside of this fucking course? You're basically telling me that I need to teach myself this material and I'm supposed to be ready to take an AP test at the end of the year? It's a fucking joke. It was a fucking joke. But that's not the point. The point is that there was nothing more advanced. There was nothing more intellectually stimulating about these courses. It was just more work. It was just significantly more work. That was it. That was it. I remember I took AP Lang for one semester. We don't have time. We don't have time for a rant. I'm just putting that at the beginning before you get into the story, before you start talking about that lady. We don't have time. We don't have time for a rant, okay? Okay. I was taking AP Language. Yes, AP Literature when you're a senior. I think. It really doesn't fucking matter. I was taking the AP whatever for 11th grade. And we were doing poetry, which I love poetry. I write poetry. And we were doing Langston Hughes. And the title of the poem I don't have time for a rant. The title of the poem is Harlem. The title of the poem is Harlem. Okay, pretend it's written up here, big letters. Harlem. The title of the poem given to us is A Dream Deferred. Oh, I know. As a psychic medium, I know. But also as somebody with common sense, I know Langston Hughes is rolling around in his black ass grave. So she passes out this poem to us and she says, what do you think that this is about? And I'm like, this is clearly about racism. Because I know. Because I'm smart. And everybody else in the class is like, I think it's about when you have a dream and you don't get your dream. Oh my God. Anyway. So, I'm sorry. We don't have time. I can't rant. I can't. But I want to. And I have the desire to. And if you let me, we'd be here for hours. So I won't. Okay, we're moving on. There was nothing more. There was nothing more given. There was no more discussion about it. Like, sure, my suspicions were confirmed. Oh, this is by Langston Hughes, and oh, this is about racism, and blah, 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 blah. There was nothing deeper. I remember we read Martin Luther King, Letters from Birmingham. I went to the jail that was written in. Didn't go inside the jail, but drove past it. It was really late at night. I was in Birmingham, Alabama. Oh, such good memories. Anyway. I learned more from traveling the world and going to these fucking destinations than I did from learning about them in a classroom. And that's really the point, okay? The point is that I was taught in order to succeed, you had to go into these classes, and these classes were going to be so hard. There was nothing intellectually difficult about these courses. There was nothing difficult to understand about these courses. The only intellectually challenging course that I ever took was AP Calculus, and I dropped out of that course because I should have never been allowed in that course in the first fucking place, because absolutely not. But that's not the point. Well, no, I can't say that today, because today I can get into physics, math, you know what I'm saying? But that's another topic for another time. We're staying focused today. And it's really only been 8 minutes, so I feel like we're doing a great job. But are you getting me? This is the origin. This is the origin story, okay? This is kind of like the backstory part 2. It's the origin story, but I'm building it out for you, and I feel like you're understanding it. I feel like you're thinking about your own experiences that you had, and maybe even if you weren't somebody who took the advanced placement classes, maybe you had the teachers and you heard the way that the teachers talked about it. You heard the way that the administrators and the people who are leading your schools spoke about these classes and spoke about the things that you needed to do in order to succeed in the world. You have to take these classes, you have to do well in these classes. And I remember I had a teacher who the high school that I was at the beginning of my sophomore year, we moved to Bakersfield. So I did not stay at that high school. But the teacher on the very first day of my English teacher, very first day of my sophomore year of high school, at the first high school I went to, she said, when you apply to UC schools, they get so many applicants. If they see a D or an F on your transcript, they will throw it in the trash. Well, bitch, what am I doing here? Because I had just gotten a D in English the year before, the semester before. Talk about discouraged. Talk about fucking discouraged, bitch. What's the point? The point is that there's this made up standard. There's this made up expectation. The people, the AP European teacher who didn't know shit about shit, the AP Lang teacher who is committed to eradicating poverty and helping the Black community but doesn't teach, poetry by Langston Hughes with the proper fucking title. Oh, that's how I feel. Angry. I don't have time to rant. This is figurative, not literal. Don't sue me. Please don't play games with me, y'all. I'm sorry, I just think that would be hilarious. But stop, focus. The AP, who was it? AP biology teacher who didn't know a goddamn thing. All of those people went to college. I don't know when AP and honors and all of that was created, but they probably took those classes if they were available at the time that they were in high school. They went to college. They got degrees. They got advanced degrees. I think in order to teach, don't you need like a master's degree? They went to college. As dumb as a doorknob, the phrase. Dumb as a doorknob. Not the sharpest tool in the toolbox. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that these people can't learn, and I don't mean that there's anything wrong with not knowing things, but I mean, even if they did do well in school, are you the epitome of the consequences of getting higher education? I hope not. And that's the point. The origin is that there is this made up standard that in order to succeed in the world, in order to go off into college and do good things, you have to perform really well in these classes. But there's nothing that's testing your intellect. There's nothing that is teaching you to be a better thinker. There's nothing that is teaching you to think outside of the box. And I'm not really trying to go on a rant about like hating education or anything like that. But it's just the fact that I felt like I wasn't good enough in high school. I was thinking the other day, I was doing some inner child work, and I was like, if I could go back in time, I would tell myself, my love, don't worry. You're not made for this. You're an entrepreneur. You're better than all of these people. That's what I would say. That's what I would say to my inner child. Don't worry about this. You were not made for this. You were not made for this. If you don't know me, if you didn't listen to my podcast or, hang out with me on lives or get ready with me, I don't remember when I've talked about it, but I know that I have. In high school, I partied. I partied like crazy. I saw snippets. I didn't see the full movie, but I saw snippets of the movie. I think it was called like Project X. I think that movie came out like a couple years, maybe like a year or two before I went to high school, or maybe when I was a freshman, around that time. I saw snippets of that and I said, I want to know what that's about. And I did. I found out exactly what that was about. I was in high school, going to college parties. I had a great time. And did I get good grades? No. Did I want good grades? Yes. But here's the thing. I had self-worth. And I didn't understand at the time that I had self-worth, but I did have self-worth. And we're getting to a point here, okay? We're taking the long scenic route because that's what I like to do. And this is my platform. And if you're going to be here, then we're going to sit, we're going to have a conversation, and we're going to kiki. And if you don't want to sit and have a conversation and kiki, then go talk to somebody else. Hello. So, oh my God. I love everything about my existence and my life. Okay. So, I didn't have good grades because you have me from 7:30 to 3:30. And there's extracurriculars. You have me 7:30 to 3:30. And time after school. And if you want to go to college and you're doing volunteer work outside of school. And maybe you have a job while you're in high school. I didn't have a job, but maybe you do. You have me all to live one day. You think that I'm going to get home from sitting in your classroom, from giving you all of this time and energy throughout my day. You think I'm going to take my black ass home and do more and more hours of work? You have me fucked up. 110%. I didn't get bad grades in class because I'm not a good test taker. I didn't get bad grades in class because I can't write good essays. I got bad grades in class because you sincerely have me all the different types of ways of fucked up. Like, any way that you can have a person fucked up, that's how you have me fucked up. Like, I'm not doing that. I want to leave this place. I'm going to go do some hood rat shit with my hood rat friends. Everywhere we go, we be drinking hen. Shake that ass. Bitch, bounce that shit. Okay. Hood rat shit was not out when I was in high school. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that I had a good time. I enjoyed my life. And do you know the kids who took the classes and who got the great grades and who went to the great schools? Do you know what they did? They became young adults who don't know how to fucking act. Do we have time? We have time for a 2.5. We do. Because I've decided there's a little bit of time for us to kiki. The kids who were 25 when they were 16 are not 22 years old going, actually, I'm a better driver when I'm drunk. I would never say some stupid shit like that. I would never, because I already lived that lifestyle. I was not drinking and driving ever, but I'm just saying I already had some fucked up experiences with that. way back when. I think teenagers is the perfect time to experiment and make mistakes and live your best fucking life. And because I did that, because I prioritized enjoying my life, whether it was going out with my friends, going out to the mall, doing some extracurricular shit, partying, like whether it was doing that or going at home and watching reruns of The Office because I'm trying to cope from all of my fucking childhood trauma and like all of that other shit, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Because what happened? I went to college and then I started a business while I was in college. And then my business started taking off while I was in college. And then I realized I want to help people. I want to do this shit full time. I'm not going to use any of these degrees. At that point, I was getting my degrees for fun. So I ended up leaving college to start this business. And then what happened? I'm 20. Why am I looking at my watch? Like it's gonna tell me my age. I'm 24 years old. I'll be 25 years old in March. I've never been to a club. I've been to bars. I like bars. I've been to like a lounge, but I've never been to the club. I went on a cruise. I went to a club inside of the cruise, but I've never been to the club before. Why? Because I've been building a fucking business for all of this time. But I didn't have to go out there in the world and be crazy and overdo it because this is how I've already been living. I think it was the smartest choice. If I could go back in time, I would tell my teenage self, you made the smarter choice. You have self-worth. You don't understand it and you feel ashamed because of it, but you actually have self-worth. It's called boundaries. It's called no matter how many times you tell me I will not be able to succeed unless I do what you tell me to do, I'm going to continue to do what the fuck I want to do. Period. And that's just, what can I say? What can I say? Maybe it's because I have an Aries stellium in my chart. I don't know. It's how I was made. It's how God made me. So bitch, pay me. Ching-a-ling, ching-ching, or whatever Beyonce said. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listened to myself and I felt guilty and I felt ashamed every single step of the way, but I was actually doing the right thing. I was actually doing the right thing. And now we're getting into step 3. So let me summarize this. Excuse me. Schools are teaching you, your experience, whoever's teaching you, you have to work hard to be successful. You're starting to equate hard work with success. The harder you work, the more successful you'll be. The experience in school didn't prepare you for easy success. What did you do? The people who worked really, really hard, what are they doing? They're working a 9 to 5. They're getting off work. They're going home and they're doing more work. It's the same experience that you had in high school. You've created the belief, this is what it takes to be successful. It doesn't end. You go to work, you get off work, you go home from work, you do more work. Work-life balance, not existent. I have to keep working because I want a promotion. I have to keep working hard because I want this next level of success. I have to keep doing this because it's the only way that I can get to where I want to be in life. No room for enjoyment, no room for fun. If I relax, if I rest, I won't be successful. I can't get what I want out of life. I can't receive my desires. I have to work hard in order to be successful. So the measure of success for me became exhaustion. If I was not exhausted, I was not working hard enough. Because that's what I was. If I go to school, come home, do more work, I'm gonna be fucking exhausted. I'm gonna be spent. How the fuck were you making it to Friday doing that shit? I was gonna be completely exhausted. So in my business, if I was not working myself to exhaustion, I was telling myself the story that I wasn't working hard enough, so I couldn't succeed. I wasn't expecting success because I wasn't exhausted. That's what you're teaching. That's what you're being taught. That's the story you begin telling yourself. Am I exhausted? I'm not working hard enough. Keep working. Am I exhausted? Perfect. I've worked hard enough. Now it's okay for me to receive. That's the mindset that's stopping you from reaching your next level of success. And this is happening for multiple times. Now we're going to get into it. Oh, hold on. Last thing. You also hear stories about what happens when you don't do your job. What happens when you want to rest? What are you called? Lazy. You're a bad student. You're lazy. You're a bad person. You don't care about your education. You don't care about your schooling. When I was in high school, the school started a Black student union, and then they sent invitations, not to all of the Black kids. It's not even like we were a large population at the school. Didn't send invitations to all of the Black kids. Sent invitations to the college-bound Black kids. How they determined who that was, I still have no fucking clue. Dumbass idea on all of the levels, because that's not even what BSU is for. I had to take a moment because we were headed towards a rant and we didn't need to get into one. We don't have time. So we have that experience, and I ended up going to college. And I made Dean's List 2 out of 3 semesters that I was in college, including the semester before I left. And the reason why I didn't make Dean's List in my second semester was because of a biology class that I really should have failed, but I also really should have gotten an A in. And the only reason why I didn't do good is because of this story right here. In the scientific community, harder and more difficult equals more worthy of success, more worthy of accolades, more worthy of respect, because it's so hard and because it's so difficult. But because there's this emphasis on things have to be hard, things have to be difficult, they actually just lack interpersonal skills. They actually just lack communication skills. She gave us a packet. These are all of the things that could be on the fucking final. I'm sitting with my friends. We're studying for this final. I'm studying it's not the periodic table of elements. It's like the fucking family tree of life, bitch. Listen, I obviously didn't memorize it because I can't tell you what it is. But I'm studying this. What is this family? Octopuses belong to this family. Sharks belong to this family, right? Studying it. On the fucking final is a picture of a sponge. A sponge. Identify the parts of the sponge. Well, if I had known that you were going to ask me about the parts of the fucking sponge, then I would have studied the parts of the sponge and I would have been able to tell you what the parts of the sponge were. But you told me that I needed to know all of these other different things. It's a lack of communication. It's a guessing game. It's bullshit. So that you can have this intellectual superiority. There's a lot of people, specifically people who go into like the sciencey fields, medicine, all that stuff, people who don't feel good enough, people who feel like they have to prove themselves. And there's this weird like hoity-toity like attitude and vibe when science is not that hard. It's not that difficult to understand. Sure, these things can be complex, but they can also be taught and they can be understood by everyone. And one of the reasons why nobody in the world is understanding global warming is because of that lack of interpersonal skills that scientific people have, and because of that like fucking intellectual gatekeeping. Oh, you're not smart enough, you wouldn't understand. But you actually need the rest of the world to be able to understand the shit so that they can give a fuck about the shit and so that they can do what they need to do to help you and support you in saving our fucking planet. And I really didn't have time for that rant, but I felt like that rant was needed. So anyway, got like a C in that class, I think, and it dipped my GPA down below the thing. I don't remember. But that's not the point. The point is that I went to college and I did really good in college. But I wasn't supposed to do good in college. I wasn't supposed to be college bound. But what happened in college, they're not really giving you homework. Like, they're giving you assignments. But it's just kind of like the paper's doing its due. So you do the paper when you do the paper. The reading is due when it's due. But nobody's checking your fucking reading log. Nobody is breathing down your neck going, did you do what I told you to do in college? That's why I succeeded there. That's why I thrived there. The environment was just better intellectually, academically. We don't have time. We do not have time to talk about all of my terrible experiences in education. We need to move on to 3. Let's move on to 3. I don't even know how this got so long, but I feel chatty today. What can I say? Number 3, this is the mindset shift. So what is the fucked up mindset? The limiting belief is that you have to work hard in order to be successful. And that in order to get to your next level of success, you have to work harder, right? So the mindset shift is understanding, first of all, the people who make the most in the company you're working for, they're most likely working the least. The people who make the most money in the world are working the least. So like we talked about in the origin, your experiences in high school are not preparing you to be a boss. That's why when I'm talking to my inner child, I'm going, hey, don't worry about this fuck shit. You're actually an entrepreneur. You're looking at a big boss that handles big business. Don't worry about this. This is not for you. You're not meant to be doing this. This is not how you roll. This is not what we do. Period, point blank. Because you're meant for more, because you're meant for bigger. And even if you're not an entrepreneur, even if you're not your own boss, you're still the boss and the leader of your life. And when you want to make more money and you want the money that you make to be even easier, you still need this mindset shift, right? So the people who are making the most money in the world, they're not the hardest workers. Literally. How many people working in terrible conditions in sweatshops are making 10 cents a day? I make that up, but you know what I'm saying? How many people are working hard as fuck, making no money? It does not mean that in order to make a lot of money, you have to hurt people who are making less money. We also have to put that in there, okay? Mindset shift 0.5, right? So the people who are making the most money are working the least. Hard work is not the thing that's going to get you to your next level of receiving. That's the mindset shift. If you haven't got it so far, hard work is not the thing that's going to take you to your next level of success. It's not going to take you to your next level of receiving. The amount of work that you can put in is limited because your energy is a limited resource. You can't just keep, every single time you want to go higher in your career, you can't just keep working harder. Because at some point, you're going to run out of energy. You're going to reach a cap for the amount of work you can do. And just because you've reached a cap for the amount of work that you can do does not mean there should be a cap on the amount of money that you allow yourself to receive, right? That does not make sense. So going back to your origin story, you're not being taught in your childhood experience that if you want to make more money, you should be smarter, you should be more creative, be willing to be creative, be willing to think differently, be willing to receive for less work. That's the complete opposite of what you're being taught. So because you have this belief, I have to work hard in order to succeed, you're going to approach your goals subconsciously. You're going to approach your goals from this place of, well, if I want it, then I've automatically got to work hard for it. What are the things that I have to do? What are the requirements that I have to meet? Blah, 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 blah. This mindset really fucks you up in manifestation because manifestation is more about feminine leadership. Feminine leadership does not mean leadership by a woman. Feminine leadership means energy first. Action supports feminine. Masculine energy contains feminine energy. Masculine energy provides the structure that feminine energy needs in order to flourish and thrive and do whatever feminine energy does. Manifestation is the act of energetically aligning with your goals, energetically aligning with what you want. And then the action, the masculine energy, is really connected with the how. And in manifestation, that masculine energy, that how, is not your job. The action that you're taking in manifestation is mental. The action that you're taking in manifestation is emotional. You're taking action to support yourself emotionally. You're taking action to support yourself mentally. You're taking action to support yourself in getting to where you want to go. And as you start thinking from that place, as you start tapping into the version of you who's at your next level of success, you start attracting new thoughts. You start being inspired to take action in different ways. And maybe that does look like physical action, but also, who knows? Maybe it doesn't. I got a random check in the mail. I didn't take any physical action in order to make that random check come to me in the mail. But I took energetic action to open myself up to receiving money. I took energetic action to start tapping into and feeling into the experience of money coming to me, receiving money, money supporting me, and that money really literally did support me. I sit in the vibration of money supporting me, and this is a really great story, so I'm going to tell it super quickly. First, I went to a place and I used my credit card to buy food. I ordered a churro. The churro machine was broken. So she's handing money out of the drive-thru window. I'm like, what is this? She's like, sorry, the churro machine is broken. So she gives me like $3 and some change back. I'm like, okay, they obviously can't put it back on the card. Whatever, I take the cash. So I have cash, $3 in my pocket. And then I had this check that had come randomly in the mail that I hadn't deposited into my bank yet. So then I went shopping at the grocery store. I needed some feminine products and some new face wash and some new body wash. Not just body wash, but scented body wash. Because I have some of those, like, damn, what are they called? That, like, I put it on my Instagram story, whatever. It's like glycolic acid body wash, or like niacinamide body wash. They have like a salicylic acid. I think, I don't know how to pronounce that one. But anyway, so they have like different body washes with different things in it to help and support your skin. So the one that I'm using right now has glycolic acid, but I don't want to use the glycolic acid body wash every single day. And also it's unscented. So sometimes I want to get out of the shower and I want to smell like something, you know what I'm saying? So I had to get a body wash that would smell like something. So I had money, I had a bill coming out, I had some other stuff. So I'm like, all right, your budget is like $40 going into this store. Don't spend more than $40. So I'm like getting my little products and I like get everything that I want. And then the face wash, it was like a La Roche-Posay or whatever. That one was like $17, and I really like their sunscreen moisturizer. So they had like a facial cleanser. I was like, ooh, like this looks really good and it feels good. This is the first morning that I've ever used it. So I was like, ooh, I want this one. The other face washes were like $14. So I'm like, well, what the hell is the $3 difference? So I end up getting it, and then I like get it, and the total is like, it's like $43 or something. It's like $43. And I'm like, damn, my budget is $40. And I'm like, but I don't want to put anything back. And then I go, oh, I have $3 fucking dollars. Oh my God, excuse me, I just burped. I have $3 in my bag. Just random $3. But it's not a random $3. It's $3 in my bag because God knew that I was gonna need $3. So I have $3 in my bag and I'm like, oh no, wait, I'll pay with cash first. So I give them the $3 and then I pay the $40. And then I go and I check my bank account and oops, instead of having $40 for the thing, I actually kind of maybe had like 37 or something. So I'm like, oh no, I need like, you know, $3 just so that everything will like balance out well. And then I go, oh, I have a check. And then I deposit the check, and then it's instantly available in the balance. Boom. Money supports me. I did not take physical action. I did not work harder. I've been working on this because I've been going, when I would need money in the past, or when I would want to manifest money quickly, I would just go live on YouTube. I got a strong belief that if I ever want to offer tarot readings, I can make money doing tarot readings. That doesn't work for me. Why? Because my energy is limited. So I can sit and I can do 4 tarot readings, but with the energy that I was gonna do 4 tarot readings with, I could have recorded a video, edited a video, done entire posts on Instagram for an entire week. I could have done mindset work. I could do a fuck ton of stuff with that energy. Doing tarot readings takes energy. It takes energy. So it always leaves me feeling drained, tired. I also just don't like it. It's not in alignment with my heart and my soul anymore. So I'm not doing it. So I go, okay, I'm not going to do this. And that's why that energy, that limiting belief really started getting triggered of I'm not working hard enough. I can't receive because I'm not working hard enough. But when I lead with my feminine energy, when I lead with my energetic energy, when I'm tapping into that feeling of like, I get to be supported by money. Money shows up for me. Money has my back. God has my back. I'm deeply and completely supported by money. Then crazy shit like that happens. Where you're giving me $3 and change, and then I can use that for this. And then, oh no, I need a couple more dollars for this so that everything balances out well with my banking stuff. And then I have this random check in the mail that I did not deposit. Like, that's fucking synchronistic as hell. That's life in alignment. That's life in alignment. Feminine energy is intuitive energy. Feminine energy is access to infinite intelligence, right? Your inner being is infinite intelligence. Source energy, God, is infinite intelligence. So when you have access and you're in alignment with your soul, you're in alignment with infinite intelligence, little things like that will happen that will add up to getting you what you want and what you need. I needed that body wash. I needed that face soap. I was not going to settle for less face soap. I was not going to settle for less body wash. I also needed new hand soap in my bathroom. Like, I was not gonna not get the shit that I wanted and needed. And because I expected, and because I believed, and because I was embodying the energy of money supporting me and showing up for me, ta-da, it did. No amount of physical action could have gotten me that result because I had no way of knowing consciously that I was gonna need that money for those things. And it did not take me doing more physical work in order to receive. Okay, next thing. What else is the mindset shift? I feel like there's something else here. It's blocking your success. It's blocking your receiving. This idea and this concept that you have to work harder to receive more. We've already established that it's not true. People who are really, really wealthy, people who make a lot of money, they're really, really in their feminine energy. They're really, really allowing themselves to receive easily. That's the belief. I get to receive easily. I get to receive easily. They have that belief very strongly that they get to receive easily. That's the complete opposite of your origin story. Your origin story is if you want to receive, you got to work really hard. If you want to receive coming from where you come from, if you want to get out of the ghetto, if you want to blah, 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 you have to work really hard. You have to be the best of the best. You have to meet all of these markers, blah, 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 blah. That story is the complete opposite of the story that the most successful wealthy people are telling themselves. They're telling themselves, I get to receive, and it gets to be easy. All right, that's the mindset shift. Let's move on to number 4. This is the caveat. So the caveat is this. There are days in my business where I work until 10 o'clock at night. And I'm going to read directly off of this. I work until 10 because I enjoy it. Showing up for what you desire and working hard are not the same thing. If you're going to, I did speech to text here. So I'm like, girl, what? Got it. If you're going after what's in your heart and what's on your soul, what's on your heart and what's in your soul, if you're, girl, I cannot read this. Hold on. Let me get this and then let me tell you. Good. Okay. I do not ever want to be somebody who is putting an emphasis on working hard, because it's the opposite of everything that I stand for, right? Self-worth, which is something that I didn't put in part 3, but whatever, you're still here, so like, congratulations. Having self-worth is having a work-life balance. Knowing that you deserve to enjoy your life, that's self-worth. People with low self-worth do not believe that they deserve to enjoy their lives. So working really hard, even if you're making good money, but not being able to enjoy that money, not being able to go on vacation, not enjoying your, bosses at your company, not enjoying your coworkers, that's still a reflection of low self-worth. People with self-worth, people with healthy self-worth, they understand that their enjoyment is important. How they feel is important. It's a significant thing. It matters. They belong to the group of people who make choices and decisions in alignment with what feels good for them, right? So there's a self-worth component there that you're also not getting if you're working hard, working yourself to exhaustion, not moving in alignment with your inner being in order to reach a goal. That's still that same bullshit story that you have to work hard to succeed. So the idea that you're working hard to succeed being a fucked up lie is really, if you water it down, the idea that you have to be out of alignment with your inner being in order to succeed. You have to be out of alignment with your heart and your soul in order to succeed. That's the thing that's not true. So the caveat here is that sometimes it is in alignment with your heart and with your soul to show up and to work hard. But I don't really consider it to be hard work. What would I say? It's just like working in alignment with your soul. So, example, sometimes I might work until 10. But the reason why I'm working until 10 is not because if I don't do this and if I don't get this out and if I don't get this program out, then I'm not going to make money and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's not coming from a place of fear. It's not coming from a place of worry. It's not coming from a place of stress. It's coming from a place of inspiration. It's coming from the fact that I got to get this shit out right here and right now. I have to tell them this and I have to tell them this and I have to share this with them. I got up today and I got dressed today and I put on my stuff and I put on my perfume and I look good and I took a shower and I brushed my hair and like all of this good stuff. It happened because I was excited. I woke up this morning maybe at like 7. I woke up this morning kind of early for me, but I couldn't sleep. I couldn't get back to sleep. I was excited. I have been wanting to film, but I've been on my period, so I haven't been filming. I've been resting and relaxing and all of the things because that's what I needed. So I haven't been able to work, but I like my job. I like what I do. So I enjoy my work. So a part of my self-worth, a part of me being fulfilled is me doing this work. A part of you having an emotionally fulfilled life, that's like my whole thing, is you doing work that supports your fulfillment. You doing work that supports you and feeling good about, your life on earth. So if I want to sit and I want to do a podcast, or I want to edit a podcast, or I want to create some new intro music for my podcast, or I want to record this video, it's not hard work, even though it's taking me a long time. It's something that lights me up. It's something that excites me. On Instagram, I might post daily. I try to post daily, but If shit doesn't go out that day, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal, because I'm not posting daily because I have to have the algorithm. I'm not posting daily because if I don't post, people will forget about me. I'm not posting daily because I have to nurture leads. No, I'm posting daily because I really like my Instagram feed. It's excellent. It's excellent. And I can't post 20 posts in one day. So if I keep posting every single day, then pretty soon my Instagram feed is just going to be fabulous. And it just gets better and better and better every single day. Every day, it's a new thing. I'm also believing in myself more. I'm letting it be easier for me. So writing captions and giving y'all a shift a day is significantly easier than it's ever been before. Because I believe that it gets to be easy for me to receive. I believe that it gets to take very little effort for me to receive. And so if things get to take little effort, and when I'm talking about receiving, I'm not just talking about receiving money. I'm talking about receiving inspiration. I'm talking about receiving ideas. I'm talking about receiving the right words for the caption. I'm talking about receiving the right words to give my people in the video that I'm filming right now. Because I've decided that it gets to be easy, there's a certain flow to it, where the other day I was doing a little journaling, and I was, writing out some questions. I'm talking to God. I'm like, I need some clarity on this, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then I ended up channeling a message to myself from God, and I was like, this is really fucking good. So what did I do? I shared the channeled message that I did in my journal that day as the caption on Instagram, and it was amazing, and people loved it, and they really needed to hear it. Boom. Easy. I was doing the journaling that I was always going to do. And then I got the one Instagram post up. And it wasn't because of pressure. It was from a place of enjoyment. I enjoy seeing my Instagram feed change and shift. On YouTube, sharing and posting, I enjoy seeing my community grow and expand. I enjoy getting comments. I enjoy having interactions with my people, telling me about how they're loving my work, telling me about how they're getting my offers, telling me about how things are so accurate for them and things are so helpful to them, and this was right on time and all of that good stuff. So I get to make choices and decisions from a place of what is going to fulfill me. There's a greater why behind my actions. And the greater why isn't always super fucking, is it altruistic? I don't know the word, but it's not about like a whole saving the world thing. Obviously my content is good and my content is amazing and my content is wonderful, but for me, I just love creating cute little pretty images, and I like to play around on Procreate, and I can see as the weeks are going by, I'm playing more on Procreate, and my skills are getting even better. So the graphics are getting even better, and the captions are getting even better. And sometimes in the caption, I'm selling an offer, or I'm, giving my people an offer of, hey, this is a program that would be good for you. And other times I'm not giving them an offer, and I'm just like, this is what I have to say today. And there's just a nice flow with it. And sometimes I want to offer one course, and sometimes I want to offer the other course. And I'm not going to force myself to talk about one course for 7 fucking days when I can talk about all of my fucking offers, because they're all good and different things are going to help you in alignment with the different mindset shift. And sometimes I feel called to talk about different shit. So no, I don't have a spotlight for the week. Maybe I have a spotlight for each video. Maybe I have a spotlight for each fucking post. And if you read this and that post resonates with you, if that video resonates with you, then you're probably going to like this offer. And this offer could probably powerfully support you in stepping into a position of empowerment and healing and shifting your mindset and all of that good shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the point is that when I start telling myself the story that it can be easy for me to receive, when I start telling myself the story that I can receive more with less effort, that I can receive with very little effort, then I open myself up. The question then becomes, what do I want to do? What do I want to give? What do I want to talk about? How do I want to share? I was operating out of this story that I have to do things that I don't want to do when I was doing tarot readings, when I was doing pick a card readings. I started doing tarot readings in 2018. I started selling tarot readings in the fall of 2018. Started, creating pick a card readings on YouTube from 2018. I'm done. I'm done. When I was first doing it, I was excited. I could do a reading on this. I could do a reading on this. I could do a video on this. Oh my God, I could do a video on this. I could have an offer like this. I was excited. I was lit up. I'm not excited and lit up about it anymore. That's okay. What I'm excited and lit up about is talking to women who are ready to transform their lives. Talking to women, talking to people. My primary audience is women, but if you're not a woman, then it's like okay to be here. But you know what I'm saying? Like talking to women who want emotionally fulfilled lives. Talking to women who want to step into that position of authority in their own life. Talking to women who are tired of being run by these dumb ass rules that don't work for them, that don't let them be a human being. My passion and what lights me up is helping and supporting those women in leveling up, and helping and supporting myself in leveling up. There's so much more that I want to do, but I wasn't allowing myself to fully do those things. I wasn't allowing myself to fully shift and pivot because people only want to watch love pick a card readings from me. Like, girl, no. The magic is not in doing that one recipe, repeating that one thing over and over and over again, right? That's the hyper masculine way that wants to take the data and go, what's the most popular thing? And we've got to keep recreating that thing. No. The thing that makes it popular, the thing that makes it pop, the thing that makes it stand out, the thing that attracts the people to you is when you're loving what you're doing. The reason why my YouTube channel blew up the way that it did in 2018 and 2019 was because I was loving it, because I was enjoying it, because I was excited. The reason why my TikTok blew up in 2021 was because I was loving it, because I was excited. When I'm having a good time, when I'm enjoying myself, when I'm talking about what I want to talk about, when I'm doing what I want to do, that's what draws in the people. That's what attracts in the people. That is my star power. That is when I shine. But I don't even have access to that mindset shift while I'm operating out of that story. I have to work hard in order to succeed. It doesn't matter if I don't like doing it. I have to do it in order to succeed. I have to do it or else my channel won't grow. I have to do it because people don't want my mindset work. People don't want my healing work. People don't want the work that's in my zone of genius. People want the work in my zone of excellence. Yeah, said no one ever. It's a limiting belief. It's bullshit. So you get to do the thing that lights you up. And of course, that's the thing that gets you the most success in the world, because that's you living in alignment with your soul. There's nothing more powerful in the world than you living in alignment with your soul. What does Abraham Hicks say? One person in alignment is more powerful than millions that are out of alignment. Your biggest goal, your greatest desire is to be in alignment with your soul. So yes, do you take action towards your goals? Obviously. But the very first action that you take is internal. The very first action that you take is emotional. It's tapping into the energy of getting what you want and getting what you desire. And then you will be inspired. Sometimes you won't even know that you're being inspired. And it will all come together. Okay, so I think that that's what I got. The point is, sometimes I work hard in my business. Sometimes I work a lot in my business, but it doesn't ever feel like a lot, because I'm not doing it because I should do it. I'm doing it because I want to do it. I'm doing it because it excites me. I'm doing it because I feel something inside of me and it needs to come out. Otherwise, I'm going to explode and fucking die. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm posting. Because I have to, because I'm excited, because I love it, because I can't shut the fuck up, obviously. All right, that's all that I got for you. I love you so much. Now let's do the outro. All right, that was all 4 of our parts of this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you watched all of the parts all the way through, because my energy is amazing and that's really the only reason. If you enjoyed this video and you want more support from me, there's a couple different offers that I feel called to share. Number 1 would be my I Can and I Should course. That is a course that is centered around your self-esteem. It's quite literally a self-esteem boosting course. So your self-esteem is what you believe you can do and what you believe that you can achieve, right? So in this video, we talked about believing that hard work is the only way to succeed. If you're somebody like me who didn't do the hard work and didn't experience the success, your self-esteem was probably negatively impacted by that, right? You probably have the belief that you can't achieve your goals and your dreams and your desires. You also could have the belief that you can't achieve your goals and your dreams and your desires without hard work. So if that sounds like you, the I Can and I Should course is perfect. The other course that I feel to share with you today is the How to Receive course. And the How to Receive course is a self-worth course. So your self-worth is what you believe that you deserve to receive and how you believe that you deserve to be treated. So somebody with higher self-worth believes that what they need for their survival, but also for their enjoyment and their fulfillment of life is important. It's significant. So that means if they need it for their enjoyment, if they need it for their fulfillment, it's a non-negotiable. Like I talked about with the face wash that I got for 17 bucks. I need it for my enjoyment. I need it for my fulfillment. It's a non-negotiable. This must come home with me, right? That's self-worth. So inside of the How to Receive course, you're learning how to increase your self-worth, and you're also learning how to start leading with that feminine energy. The I Can and I Should course, of course, there's manifestation elements and different things in there, so you'll get that inside. I would recommend just getting both of them. But the How to Receive course, inside of that one, you'll have 7 steps from me, my 7-step process that you can apply to receiving anything that you want, whether it's the concept of receiving with more ease or receiving more money in general, receiving a raise, receiving a higher paying job, receiving higher paying clients. You can utilize those 7 steps and the rest of the content given throughout that beast of a course in order to step into your next level of receiving. So those are the 2 offers I would highly recommend. They're going to be linked in the description. When you go to the link in the description box, you'll learn about each course, and there's a breakdown of what's inside as well as payment plan options. The I Can and I Should course, I think it might be $600 right now, but it's going to be $1,700 soon. So if that's something that you're interested in and you want to get that before the price goes up to $1,700, then I recommend getting in now. I could also change the price today. I have no idea when it'll get changed, but I know that it will. So that's the only thing that I have to say about that. You can check all of that out in the description box. Also, if you would like a free offer from me, because we talked a little bit about origin stories, we talked about limiting beliefs. If you want to start being able to identify your limiting beliefs, what unhelpful stories are you telling that's creating this undesirable shit that you're experiencing in your life, then I would highly recommend my free bundle. It's called the 6 Steps from Stuck to Self-Aware bundle. Inside of it, you're getting a meditation that's going to help you to feel your feelings. It's going to help you to start identifying your feelings as well. You're also getting my signature 6-step process for identifying any limiting belief. It's like 6 questions. Then you plug your answers into a template. It's fucking life-changing, let me tell ya. So you're getting that, and then there's also a prayer inside of that bundle. So it's good stuff. I would highly recommend it. It is free, and it should not be free. So take advantage of that offer. I love you so much. Thank you for watching all the way through, and I will talk to you in the next one.